Our lovely patient, who's 64 years old, has come in to see us 2 weeks out from her minimally invasive neck lift, and she's getting ready for a big event, and she's shared with us some of the reasons that she's sought this treatment out and how she's doing so far.
Yes, I was concerned about a waddle under my neck, otherwise known as a double chin, and I could not be more pleased. I'm very happy and I'm very excited as to how it's going to go.
I love that. For those listening in, our lovely patient had basically a direct line from her clavicle right up to the bottom of her chin. And it's something that we see a lot, and we would routinely be suggesting a deep plane facelift with the associated incisions around the ear, large dissection, fat removal of the neck, sometimes even possibly addressing submandibular glands. And that is really standard of care. What you had hoped to achieve was all of that with an incredibly fast recovery and virtually no incisions. Am I wrong?
That is correct. I am very surprised at how well I'm healing and how quickly I'm healing.
As you were doing your research looking for this kind of technique, share with everyone what pathways you were going through to try and find your way to us.
So I knew that I only wanted that part of my face to be improved. Mm-hmm. I wasn't really interested in a much bigger procedure. Sure. So I started my search online and I found this procedure, I guess we would call it, that you performed. So I called and we got it scheduled.
Go back to our consultation, and what were some of the things that resonated, and do you remember that we talked about?
Well, I remember talking about that it was minimally invasive, and that was very important to me. I remember us talking also about the recovery time, and we were working towards this short timeline for a special event, so that was also appealing to me.
And refresh my memory, was I enthusiastic, optimistic about this, or did I put a lot of shade on this?
Originally, I think you were trying to get me to do something a little bit more, we'll just call it that way. And I was resistant because I just was. But finally, when we made the decision, you were very enthusiastic and could not have been more helpful.
Well, it is the holy grail of plastic surgery to achieve dramatic results very quickly and sustainably with very minimal incisions. And so I have been teaching this technique for probably 6 years now, teaching it, not just doing it, but teaching others how to do it. And I am continually impressed and amazed with what a reaction I get when I show the results that we're able to deliver, and long-term results. And I hear people coming back and saying, wow, that is 80% of a deep plane facelift result with this technique. And would you echo that and say that that's been your experience?
Absolutely, and the follow-up care has been perfect.
Well, we do bring you back a lot, but there's a lot of hand-holding and different techniques, microneedling techniques, which we've done once, and we may do again, but that can really help smooth out some of this tissue. And I think the secret to this success of this technique is not just one aspect of it, but it's every tiny little bit of it. The surgical planning, the liposuction technique, how the liposuction is done with power-assisted liposuction, which cannulas we use, which surgical approach we use, and then delivering into the tissue that permanent suture, which helps lift and contour your neck. And then I'm going to really say it's the mastoid sling, which is that little incision I made behind your ear where I tunnel around and grab a section of mastoid fascia, and mastoid is that bone right behind your ear. But I do it underneath your skin, so it's all completely hidden and you never see it. But it's so powerful that I could lift you up in the air off of the strength of that fascia. And with that, I'm able to deliver that neck tightening. But it's more than that. I put in several other sutures, which are absorbable, and I make those incredibly tight, but I know that they'll relax with time, and as you've seen this over time. And then we put those outside sutures that we call the hemostatic net, but you and I have been calling the puka shell necklace sutures, which nobody can really understand what that is. And we actually had a patient the other day who came in and said, she goes, went online and tried to look up puka shell necklace sutures. She goes, I couldn't find anything. We call them the puka shell because those are it looks like those shell necklaces that we all wore when we were little kids. But that helps quilt the skin down to the deeper tissues so that it adheres and sticks there and doesn't slip away. And we've just found that it's incredibly durable over time. And here we are at 2 weeks. If you were to grade your results between 1 and 10, where 1 is awful and 10 is just absolutely spectacular, where would you fall?
Absolutely a 10.
Yeah.
I'm just so happy. I'm so pleased.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Last question I always like to ask is, and I know it's only been 2 weeks, but is this something that you would recommend to a friend?
100%. 100%. Anybody that wanted to do this, I would recommend it, and I would recommend you.
Well, you're lovely. Well, thank you so very much.
You're welcome.